What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Big Brother 16, Episode 5, which was July 3rd, 2014. I'm your host, Dom. With me, I have my co-hosts, Erika.
Hello.
And Luke.
Welcome to Big Brother.
Excellent. What do you got? A little bit of heaven coming through behind you? It's so bright. It's like God is behind you.
No, it's raining and the light is kind of beaming in as we speak. If it's too bright, I'd be happy to draw the
No,
blinds.
it's fine. It's fine. How are you guys today? We couldn't do our show last night because there was a huge storm and all you would have heard was thunder, so we postponed it till this afternoon. So
And it was a cracking and a banging.
it was. So
Sound like the Big Brother house.
yeah, basically.
Mhm.
Things were cracking and banging over there.
And alliances are falling apart as we speak. El Quattro is now down the drain and dethroned. And now the Bomb Squad has full dominance inside the Big Brother house.
That they do.
Which is exactly what we love to see in Big Brother shows. One alliance dominating from the very first day, running the entire nomination system all the way up into the jury house. Makes for the best series ever.
What they need to do to really change this game up, like completely change this game up, is they need to build another house.
I think what they should do is have all members in the jury house, because it's not fair that only half of them go in, because I think those other people are a part of the show and they're casting them aside on finale night as if they're nothing. So at least give them a chance to put their votes in so it makes the game even.
Well, here's my thinking. Build another house, right? And then you have two houses. And then you have 16 people in each house. And then you like swap people between houses every so often.
That would be funny.
I think that would give good ratings. I think that would shake up the game and the house a bit, you know?
Like each house has their own head of household, but then all of a sudden, like one week, you may swap 3 people from one house with 3 people from another house completely at random, so it's going to be hard to hold on to alliances and stuff like that. I think it would be crazy. It's something I think that they need to do at some point.
Very interesting. Yeah. That is very interesting. Anyway, on a little update from last night's episode, I believe that making a fool out of yourself inside the Big Brother house only makes you further and further a large target on your back, such as this new clique or new alter ego, BB Alex. And I think Joey kind of was making a little bit of a fool out of herself the night before the live eviction.
I mean, if you know you're getting voted out of the house, which was very apparent for Joey, why not do something out of the box to just try to get people to, like, yeah, it was weird and whatever, but I'm sure it probably went a little bit better than what they showed, because TV likes to edit things to make it seem even more ridiculous. So I'm sure, yeah, it was ridiculous. I'm sure, because obviously those moments existed of ridiculousness for them to edit in there. But I'm sure there were some moments where it seemed like a good idea, and some of the house members probably were thinking about switching their votes or whatever. But, in the end, nobody wants to really, like, uproar the house at this point. But
exactly.
The biggest part of that is what she was getting at. If you're afraid of these people this week, you're going to be afraid of these people next week, and you're just going to get picked off one by one. Yeah. This wasn't for her votes. This wasn't to secure her place in the house. It was to say, don't be afraid of Devin. Don't be afraid of Caleb, or whatever his name is.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be scared of what they're going to do, because you're just going to be afraid of them next week, too.
Right. Exactly. And you know something, next week, even though this week it's very clear, because as of this week, Amber and Devin are the new 2 HOHs. Only one of them will be dethroned after nominations. So if Devin is dethroned, or even if Devin is dethroned and he's even though there are two members of the bomb squad that are HOHs, one of them has to be dethroned. So they're basically considered without power, and they're not safe for the week. So you have nothing to fear from him. Don't let this big jock with muscles, intimidate you, because if you ask me, Devin has the IQ of frozen yogurt.
Well, as of before the head of household competition, as they were talking about what the strategy was for next week, pretty much the entire house was in agreement that Devin was going home the second week. So now it's kind of up in the air with him winning the HOH, but still, they don't like him. They want him gone. It's going to happen pretty soon.
I think it's very unlikely that Devin is going to be evicted anytime soon because, remember, very strong players in this game don't go anywhere. And I'm not being sexist, but Amber is a girl, so it's going to be hard for a girl to compete against a big jock like him. But
depending on what competitions they throw, though.
If Amber is the last HOH standing.
If this, because we haven't had really very many mental competitions. Like we had the word thing, this last one, whatever, where they had the spell word. That was like the biggest mental challenge that they've had. But their time for like, I know they do more of the trivia stuff later on in the thing, but they could do like the guesstimates, like how many marbles are in this jar, kind of thing that they've done in the past. And if they do something like that, at this point, Devin's really not going to excel in that. So, in that case, Amber would stand a better chance of being, So I don't know, but it's usually they don't compete against each other for that. That's their team doing it. So, it's really not
who
up
they
to
nominate.
Them. Yeah.
Well, it all depends who they nominate too. Like, who are the stronger players that they are going to put up on the chopping block?
Is Devin going to be smart enough to pick bad people? Because that's kind of what you want as a head of household. Is you want bad people.
He's not smart. He's gonna say these are my two targets. I want Donnie and I want whoever else out of the house, and he'll nominate them, and then Donnie will just win another competition and knock him out.
Yeah. Because if he picks two strong players, he's gonna get taken off. Like, he's got to pick two weak players to stay as the head of household. It's, like, completely backwards this year.
It is. You know what? This big twist is stirring up the house. And you know something? If one of them wants to be the last HOH standing with the full power and safety for the week within the house, they have to pick two of the weakest players to put on the chopping block because they won't pass or, they won't win the battle of the block. They're going to be the ones, sent packing. I didn't just make any sense, did I?
My cat is going nuts in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. No, it did, but it's so weird because, you want to pick two people that are so weak, right? That are going to lose your competition. And then the goal is because they're so bad that they're probably not going to win the veto competition, and you being a strong player have a better chance of winning the veto competition, that the person that you end up replacing off the chopping block is actually your real target the whole time. And, it's... I don't know.
So every nomination is just backdooring nominations every week.
Yeah, it seems like that's the whole game this year, but... That can only go on so long. I think this double head of household twist has got to stop about halfway through the season, because otherwise there's going to be no players left that are not either on the block or being head of household. So
I think that twist is going to be over, just like last year, the BB MVP twist.
Yeah.
I think that's only temporary. This is only a temporary twist, and things are going to go back to the way they were normally in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every year we say, how much more could Big Brother get any better with these twists and stirring up the house?
Well, mathematically, you can't do this twist with less than 6 people. So
naturally, you're absolutely right.
It has to stop eventually. Yeah, it'll probably stop around the time that Jury House starts. I mean, MVP twist got killed because the ratings were just so horrible for it. People hated it.
And Alyssa was, and I admire, and you know something? I know this seems unfair, but everybody voted for Alyssa to be the MVP that season because she's the sister of Rachel Riley.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Yeah. We'll have to see. But what was I was gonna say something, and now I forgot what I was gonna say. Were you guys surprised that Joey was unanimously voted out?
Not really.
I kind of was, because I expected at least 2 or 3 people to be like not communicating with the house and saying, I'm voting, this person out because that's who I feel or whatever. I didn't expect all 13 to be on the same page right there day one.
Me too. I mean, Paula was the first to get 0 votes for this season that we've seen. I mean, usually there would be like 1 or 2 votes for the pawn, and the rest would be towards more of the target. But it wasn't really surprising. It was a unanimous vote. It was more of a predicting vote that Joey was going to be the first one evicted from the Big Brother house.
Right. What's so funny?
I'm just laughing at Sev in chat.
Oh. Drinking game. You guys are playing a drinking game every time I say the words I don't know?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm not drunk.
I don't know. I don't know. You are drunk. Okay. So
just so you know, this is Mountain Dew. It is not anything alcoholic or otherwise toxic.
So the other thing that I did want to note is it's not unusual for them to bring players that have left the game back into the house at some point. It typically happens at least once a season. It has recently, anyway. But the one thing to note is when that happens, they're usually sequestered to like this hotel or something like that, and they don't get any outside media. Like they don't have access to a television, things like that. They don't get to see what's going on in the house. Joey was in fact informed of the bomb squad, which if she was to be able to come back into the house at this point would be a game changer. So it's safe to say Joey is not coming back into the house at all. She's permanently eliminated. We will not see her again at all this season.
Yeah.
That, something that does make sense, because Julie Chen even states, even from last season during one of parts of her dialogue, I still cannot give them any information to the outside world. So basically, she's already given information from the outside world to Joey.
Right.
There is the brother of a legendary singer, and there is a police sergeant in the house, and the bomb squad.
Right. So pretty safe to say Joey will not be back at all this season. Can't say I'm extremely disappointed. So that's that. What'd you guys think about the head of household competition? How they split it between boys and girls?
I liked it. Something, I think it kind of comes between, I think they're going to kind of, now I could be wrong, but I think they're going to kind of put it into a male head of household and a female head of household. So which one will be dethroned, the male or the female?
I don't know. I do like how they were watching the competition. Like, at the very end, I think it was Hayden was just completely dominating it and winning it, and he just slipped off right there at the end, and so he lost. And then I think it was Cody had won it, but then they found that he had actually slipped off and his foot hit before he hit the button,
right.
And so he lost it.
Yeah, so they actually had to review the tape on that.
It's like, because like the first season in Big Brother Canada, the guy that the milkman, he was like notorious for cheating in competitions, and they called him out like 6 different times for cheating in competitions.
That's a first. I would have loved to get a glimpse at that.
Yeah, he would like Jillian, his girlfriend, he would just like yell strategy and suggestions at her when they're supposed to be quiet or you're not supposed to help.
I just remembered his name. It was Emmett.
Oh yeah.
Emmett and Jillian. They were the big showmans of Big Brother Canada 1.
Yeah. But like he would tell her how to do the competitions and like basically get himself in trouble, get her in trouble. And so it's nice that they're actually watching this, saying watching the competitions, watching all the cameras, making sure there's no cheating.
Right. Yeah, it fell perfect for them to do a guys versus girls because a female was eliminated, a male was the head of household. So it was what, 6-on-6, 7-on-7, something like that.
I think so.
It was 7-on-7. 13, 15, 16, yeah. Because Joey was eliminated. Caleb was head of household. So that would have been from 16 down to 14, and then 7-and-7. Yeah. So it was an even split. So do you guys foresee them doing guys versus girls competitions in the future if the numbers are out of proportion, or?
I think it'll be random more coming forward.
Yeah.
Because
it could be both, in my opinion.
It was a big thing, first time ever in Big Brother history type thing. Because normally they weren't able to split and have two separate competitions, but they did it this time just to be doing it.
Right. And I noticed it was something that was much quicker competition, which typically our head of household competitions are more super endurance kind of stuff, where we usually don't find out at the end of the episode, and we find out at the beginning of next week or the beginning of the next episode or something, because the feed had to extend on through or whatever, and unless you're finding out spoilers or whatever, you don't know who ended up winning. So do you guys like the change of format there, where it's shorter competitions? Because I'm sure as this goes on and the thing gets longer and the twist goes away and we're down to one head of household, I'm sure we'll get those long endurance competitions back. But now, just we have to crown two, so they have to fit two competitions in. It seems like everything's going to be a lot shorter. Do you like that style better?
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I have no problem with it. I actually like it. I think it gives it brings a little bit of variety into the show and into the game. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, they can't do those 1 hour to 6 hour competitions when they know they have to do two of them.
Right.
So I like the shorter form right now. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, the short form was really nice. I liked the fact that the other team could sabotage by throwing frisbees. Like, if somebody was coming back, I don't remember exactly which way they were facing. I don't remember if they were carrying the barrels towards the people on the balcony or if they were moving away.
They were coming back.
Yeah,
coming back with aiming at the thing. So I just kept waiting for him, like, especially with Hayden going so quick and getting those 6 so quick. Yeah. I kept waiting for somebody just to beat him in the face, because they would just fall over or at least drop their thing.
Yeah, because that's what I was waiting for too. Because like, if I'm up there on the balcony, I would throw it at their face.
Yep, yeah. It kind of reminds me of the Summer Saboteur.
Right. And the other option is, if you're not throwing it at their face, throw it at their foot, like the one that's about to hit the beam, so you may be able to get them to step on the frisbee.
If they land on that, they might just slip off.
Exactly. So one of those two would have been amazing. I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get to see that, but
because Sid even said, and those frisbees are to do with whatever you feel like doing with them. There was no guidance of saying, don't hit them in the face or just use it for a distraction and don't hit the person. No, beat them in the nose, Well,
we don't know if they were informed off camera not to hit him in the face or something like that. We don't know for sure, but.
Well, yeah, but you remember back in Big Brother 12 when Brittany had landed and injured herself, and they had to have a medic. So you don't want them to get completely injured to the point where they're going to have a medic on the set.
Well, there was only
makes for better TV. Off the ground. I don't want to see them get seriously injured, but it makes for better TV when somebody falls.
It does. It does. I mean, look at what remember Kalia got injured during Big Brother 13 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been times where they've had to stop competitions and it's like everybody freezes where they're at.
Right.
Because they have to call out the medic and get them to, check them out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what do you guys think of Donnie as Team America?
I think he has a good sporting chance. It's kind of showing his stronger side, despite the fact that he doesn't look the strongest player in the house, but he's got the brains, and he doesn't have the brawn like the others. I mean, to me, the jocks right now are like completely all muscles and no brains, and Donnie is all brains, so he's kind of like the bearded nerd.
Mm-hmm. I think he's the smartest one in the house.
I think he is.
I liked Christine's comment about why they invited her to the alliance. Like, oh, that's why they needed me. They don't have a single brain between them.
Exactly. They got no. They don't have one unique thought in their little puny brains.
Well, just for the record, I don't disagree with what Devin did. I disagree of how Devin did it.
Oh yeah, he's taking. Basically, he's taking ideas that have worked in all the previous episodes and seasons and just going about them all wrong.
Right.
Because you always need those two girls in your guys' alliance that can, one, get information from the girl side, and two, easy, quick pawns to throw away when the time comes.
Right.
But yet you don't go to them and say, hey, we have an alliance. I want you to join. No one else knows that I'm telling you about this.
Right. You talk to your alliance first. You're like, hey, we could use this. And then you bring them in and make them seem like you're building the alliance in front of them.
Yeah.
That way they don't feel like they were just an addition in, because when you know you were added in, you can be removed just as easily. So.
Right.
That's why I don't really think this alliance will hold together very long. Like, one of the guys made a comment. I think it was Cody actually made the comment an episode or two ago saying,
Derek.
Was it Derek?
I'm pretty sure it was Derek.
Saying I don't know if this is the what did they call it, the big alliance, I can't remember now.
Oh, because Derek's the police officer, and I remember him saying something about the bomb squad exploding themselves.
Yes.
Oh, it was more like, I don't know if this is the. So I can't remember the big alliance, that big successful one, or if this is actually the moving company.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't remember who said that. Derek was definitely the one that said that they might explode themselves.
Like, basically, is this the new moving company?
Right.
Yeah, because if you remember, the moving company basically self-evicted all their members.
Well, they were good until double eviction. Because they made the alliance, and then like double eviction happened like the week after they made it or something like that, and everything was all hectic and in a panic, and like when that stuff's going on, you don't really have a lot of time to strategize. And then like they did that, and then like I think Erin ended up winning the head of household or something like crazy like that, like somebody they didn't want, and then she put 2 members up, and that's when it fell apart. So
yeah, one thing though, I do not want to see this season is something that Big Brother Canada did, and that was they made Canada the HOH for a week.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
And what it was they had, well, essentially have America vote, and you take the entire polling of everybody, who do you want to see evicted, and everybody's ranked from top to bottom and how many votes they got. The top 2 people immediately on the block.
Mm-hmm.
Person wins power veto, takes one of the people off the block. The next highest vote getter right there on the block. What that did was that completely destroyed the dominant alliance in the house. The first 5 got Kenny out of the house. Well, right after that, they paired that to be right up against a double eviction.
Ugh.
So that first Canada eviction, well, there goes Kenny. The next person won, saw that the first 5, their leader got kicked out, picked off another member of the first 5. So it just like, okay, well, that entire alliance is gone because 2 of their members are gone.
And one of them betrayed them, so it's like yeah. So whenever you have somebody voting that has inside information about the house, it's not good. So I mean, I guess it kind of shakes things up a little bit. So I don't think I would have minded last season, because it would have taken the moving company out a lot quicker, and we probably would have seen McCranda, like off the block, like immediately.
Right.
Or at least Amanda would have been out of the house
Yeah, you
a lot
probably would have
quicker.
seen Amanda on the block immediately if that would have happened.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
last season it would have been good. This season, especially now, I think it's way too soon to see anything like that. But if the bomb squad is dominating all the way through the season, and when it gets down to like, I don't know, 10 people, something like that, I wouldn't be against it if they're still dominating. So
I don't think you can hold an 8-person alliance that long.
no, that's what I'm saying. The girls would be the next out because the original 6. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And did you notice? Usually by the final 2, it's usually 2 people of the same sex. It could be a girl and a girl and a guy and a guy. Last year, however, though, was the first time since Big Brother 8 that they had opposite sexes. They had Gina Marie and Andy. And Gina Marie was the runner-up, and Andy was crowned the winner.
Yep, and what was it? Big Brother 8 was
Evil
Dick and his daughter, Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
My future ex-girlfriend.
And just to point out, so we don't forget it in our blog, we have just had our first ever failed Big Brother showmance.
That was a crash and burn.
It was just picture perfect. That whole scene, that was just so priceless. Amber's face was just so priceless. Like, what? Like, say what?
It was funny how they were building up to it, like they were showing the whole, the puppy dog.
That's my girl.
Middle school thing.
Have you seen my girl today?
Yeah.
And Caleb's my man.
He was like just so crazy about this girl, and like just like middle school, junior high about it, and then he called her up to the HOH room, was trying to talk to her and trying to, she was like alliance member, okay, let's talk game or let's talk whatever, and then he was like, I really like you or something, cheesy like that, and she was like, what?
She was caught off guard. You could see the look in her face, and in the dining room, she's like, Caleb, I don't really see where this is going. I don't feel the same way as you do about me, and I don't think I ever will. You could see the look on her face was so unexpected and like caught off guard, which was.
He's like, "Oh yeah, me too." He played it off so awkward afterwards.
So we've had a failed alliance and a failed showmance all in 1 week.
Yeah.
We was wondering when we were going to see the next showmance, and
that's wondering. I could really, since Pow Pow is still there, I could definitely see her going for one of the guys. Like, she is a man burglar.
Yeah. The other thing I did notice was in the have not room. You could see some of the bed like had melted and refroze on the floor. So it's just like their body heat from laying on those slabs, like it drips down off the bed or whatever, and then it refreezes. So so you could tell it's got to be cold in there.
It does have to be cold in there. I mean, not cold enough to make them sick, like below zero.
Yeah, because it's like green ice, so it's not like clear or anything like that. So you can clearly see.
They have those thermal reflective covers too.
Yeah.
Keep them warm.
Yeah.
And plus for their dinner and for their lunch and for their breakfast, a nice big slop pop.
Slop pop. Slopsicle.
I slopsicle. In other words, they should have named it as a slopsicle like we talked about, but I would personally just like to doctor it up a bit, give it a little sugar, a little brown sugar, and just mix it up to a point where you could actually take the consistency of the slop. I mean, I personally wouldn't have any problem with it because I like oatmeal, and I don't think the slop would bother me.
Well, they did some creative things. I believe it was season 8 is when they first started doing this, because I think it was season 8. Somebody in the house was a chef, I thought.
Yeah.
And they started making like slop pancakes and things like that.
Well, slop didn't actually exist in the beginning. It wasn't until All Stars that they put it in.
Yeah, right, because beforehand, the have-nots had for that week was PB&J, just peanut butter and jelly.
Right. See,
I forget what they even called it before then, because it wasn't called the have-not until like much later.
Exactly, and there was something else too. They didn't have. Oh gosh, what else did they not have? They didn't use the word eviction during the first few seasons. They would use the word banish. You have been banished from the Big Brother house, so they've been nominated for banishment.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind
I think
the
that was
PB and
only used
J.
during
Totally
season.
wouldn't mind that. I don't think I'd even mind the slop, to be completely honest. But
I wouldn't mind either one.
I don't know.
Personally,
Are they
one,
still allowed to make into pancakes and stuff like that? Because I know that they were allowed to add like some spices and a few other things to it. Like that's how
I
they were
think
able to make like the
I think
pancakes and
it should be
whatnot.
fair to well, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think they should. It shouldn't be fair that they should not have to want to doctor it up a bit just so they could take the consistency better and not just eat it plain and bland. Because I remember during Big Brother All Stars, Mike Boogie threw up during that competition after eating that whole bowl of slop, and bleh.
Yeah.
And so did Jordan during Big Brother 13. She had to make a slop concoction and she threw up.
Yeah, and that's another competition that we're guaranteed to see at some point is when they have to like identify what they're eating.
Aren't we due for one of those? Aren't we? Did
I
they have one last season as
hate
well?
those. Yeah, they had one of those last season, and somebody like ended up
Was it
throwing
was
up
it
or something.
it wasn't the Froyo.
No, there wasn't. It might have been. Yeah,
It,
the froyo.
no, that
Didn't
was
they have
that.
like
No,
salmon flavored froyo and like all this like random
and
weird stuff?
spicy flavor Froyo.
Jalapeno, yeah,
McCrae threw up. Amanda threw up, and I think Aaron threw up too.
yeah. So that's one competition I know I would never be able to handle in the Big Brother thing, and I would just eliminate myself before it even started. I'd just be like, nope.
Opinion, well taken.
Um, anything else you guys have that you want to add before we wrap this up?
Mm. Well, I just want to get my final thoughts in. Be a fly on the wall inside the Big Brother house. Watch the house guests anytime with a live feed on CBS.com. All day, all night.
What do you think? Well, final thought. What would you guys do for your action shot in the intro, in the new intro? Like, what would your little pose and animation be?
This. Erika?
I don't know, because I'd see those things like so incredibly cheesy that I couldn't even come up with one without the director being there saying, "Do this, do that," you know.
Exactly. So what I would do is I would just cross my arms and I'd be like,
what up, dog?
be like,
Something like
nope. Shake my head, nope.
I'd just be like this.
I'd probably shake my head and like face palm or something like that. That would be my intro. They would never allow it. They'd have me reshoot that thing 300 times and I would do the same thing every time.
I have no idea. Probably a look of intense constipation.
Excellent. Yeah. So I think that about wraps things up. Erika, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at Erika Rain 7, or pretty much anywhere else with that name.
Excellent. Luke, you got an email address people can find you on Facebook.
Yes. Labby245, LABBY245 at hotmail.com. Find me on Facebook and follow me and give me your thoughts and opinions of Big Brother 16.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM. Because I'm something like a phenomenon. You can also find phenomenon, I meant to say, and I said phenomenon. Anyway, you could also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, G+, and right here on YouTube at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week. See you guys later.
From outside the Big Brother house, good day to you.
Yeah.